Next, to have example in fraud in acquisition and payment cycles is the purchasing goods for personal use. So for personal use, purchased by executive or purchasing agents and charged to the company's account. So perpetrator for this to execute this kind of fraud, so he has the access to the blank receiving reports or the purchasing approvals or must connive with another employee. So fraud involving the purchase of good for personal use is more likely go unnoticed when perpetual records are not maintained. Then we have number three is the payroll and the personal cycle. So payroll have been reported occur frequently and largely undetected. So number one, if this is the error. So most errors are occur in the payroll and the personal cycle are paying employees at the wrong rate, paying employees for more than hours than they work, so charging payroll to expense the wrong accounts, and keeping terminated employees on the payroll. Then frauds and involving payroll. So payroll related frauds include fictitious employees. So when we say fictitious employees, it is the most common defalcation. So the fictitious employees on the payroll is very difficult, but auditors sometimes perform a surprise payoff as a deterrent to this form of defalcation. So personal files and employees complete time cards and time tickets may also be examined to substantiate the existence of absent employees. So we have the excess payments to the employees. So increasing the rate above that approve of paying employees for more than hours than they work are the most common ways of paying employees more than they are entitled to receive. So personal department official to authorize changes in pay rates and by monitoring total hours worked unpaid for. So unethical procedures that focus on cost per unit of actual production can also helpful in detecting excess payments to employees. Then failure to record payroll. So meeting profit targets and not-for-profit entities have difficulty managing costs and expenses might fail to record a payroll. So unethical procedures can be performed to test the reasonable payrolls of this cost. Then an appropriate assignment of labor costs to the inventory. So a company having difficulty meeting the profit targets might assign to the inventory labor costs that should have been charged to expense. So unethical procedures to this is to comparing costs incurred to budgeted costs and verification evaluation of inventory are some of the useful techniques in detecting such fraud. Chapter 16. So internal control and affecting assets. So internal control over transactions. So these processes include handling and depositing cash receipts, signing checks, investing illegal cash, and maintaining custody of cash, marketable securities, and negotiable assets. So we have the potential misstatements of the cash receipts and the potential misstatements of cash disbursement. So first we have the cash receipts. So description of these misstatements might be happen in recording of fictitious cash receipts, failure to record receipts from cash sales, and failure to record cash from collecting of accounts receivable, early or late recognition of cash receipts, so cut-off problems. Then we have the potential of cash disbursement, so inaccurate recording of purchase or disbursement. So duplicate recording and payment of purchases, unrecorded disbursement. The internal control over financial investment. So this is the investment often encountered include commercial paper issued by corporation, mortgage, trust deeds, and cash surrenders of value of life insurance policies. So, if these have the potential misstatements, we have the financial investments. So, misstatements of record values of investment, authorized investment transaction, incomplete recording of investments.